copies they have published. So that time I realized I should do some research. When I was doing the research, the best reviews I have seen your company itself. Okay, it was your company itself. So I connected with you. I requested at least conduct one session. In the beginning, it was very tough to convince you, but thank you for coming at this time at night. Yes. Now, if you have, I request ask as many as questions you can ask. Okay. Any point of time is not at the end of the session. You'll ask question. Whenever you have doubt, please raise your hand. I will unmute. Because if you ask question at the last, you may forget what you want to ask. Yes or no? Okay, that you do not want. Welcome, Ranjali VS from Notion Press. Welcome to the Margdarshan Guru and to my wonderful audience. I request please type triple R in the comment section. She is me after working on 9 to 6. She is coming on the webinar. It's not an easy task for a lady. She will manage a household activities. Not easy. So I am very thankful you come at that time for my request. I'm very grateful to you. Yes, ma'am. Please start, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you everybody for being here today.
A bit louder,
Are
ma'am.
you am I audible?
Yes, you're
Is
audible,
it
ma'am.
okay?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
So hello to everybody here. So I see that all of you are writing a book, and that's great. That's an immense job. It's very hard to actually, complete an entire book. And the fact that all of you are gathering together and writing it, that's great. So first, kudos to all of you for that. Okay. So I get it that for some people it's your first book, and for others you'll have already published. Okay. So with regard to books and the book industry, okay, it is a constantly evolving industry. This is an industry with a lot of creativity. There is a lot of work that goes into this industry. So firstly, with regard to publishing, all right, so there are different kinds of publishing. So as sir was saying, he told you about traditional publishing. Okay, let me first tell you what are the different kinds of publishing. Okay, before I go on to about Notion Press, I'd first like you all to understand what are the different modes of publishing, which kind of publishing would be the best suited for you. Okay, so firstly, the traditional publisher. So if you see who is a traditional publisher, okay, you might have come across names like Penguin, HarperCollins, or Hatchet. So all of these are traditional publishing houses. So what they basically do is, here you have to write a book, you have to send your manuscript to them, okay, and they will decide if they want to publish your book or not. So right now, a lot of authors are like, why should somebody else decide if my book should be published or not, right? So this is a very valid question. Why does somebody else get to decide? But that is the process of a traditional publisher, all right? So they get to decide whether to publish your book or not. And in a case where a traditional publisher publishes your book, you as an author do not have any creative freedom in this process, okay? Because what happens with a traditional publisher is they do their own editing, they do their own cover design. So you as an author lose your right to say what you want. You cannot tell them, okay, maybe we can change the cover. You cannot even do that suggestion, okay? And one more thing is, in a traditional publishing process, your copyrights will be lost to your traditional publisher. So copyrights is basically your rights over your book. So you basically will be signing over your rights to your traditional publisher, which is something that is actually very disheartening for an author, because you're putting your heart and soul into writing your book, correct? So the next thing that we have is the self-publishing. So in self-publishing, some of you have published through Kindle. Some of you might have even, printed your book and put it up in bookstalls. So in a traditional publishing process, you will be doing everything on your own. So this could be time consuming. You might have some hurdles with regard to designing. So, opposed to this, so to bridge the gap between these two, you have a hybrid publishing module. So Notion Press is actually a hybrid publisher. So what we do is we will give you that, the expertise that a traditional publisher has, with regard to designing or editing, putting your book into the market. We will give you that expertise of a traditional publisher. But at the same time, you as an author, your creative freedom as an author will be safeguarded. Your copyrights will be completely with you. Okay. So does anybody have any questions with regard to the types of publishing, or am I clear?
Just type double C in the comment section if you have the clarity right now. Just type double C. I request if you have got the clarity in terms of what are the types of publishing right now. Okay.
Okay, great.
Yes, move ahead, ma'am.
Okay, awesome. So, now let me tell you about Notion Press. Okay. So, as Sir said, he has done some research and he has found that Notion Press is one of the best houses. Well, thank you so much for that. Let me tell you a little about Notion Press. We have been in this industry for 12 years. And in India, we are the oldest and the largest self publishing house. Okay. So, right now, our catalog is more than 1 lakh plus books. We worked with over 60,000 plus authors. We have a lot of other authors who keep coming back to publish more books with us. In fact, we have authors who have published more than 20 books with us. And we have authors, who are first time authors. So a lot of people who are just entering the industry, we worked with them. Okay. So each book is unique. So what Notion Press offers is unique for every book. Okay. So I'm sure here itself, all of us are writing different books. Some of us might be writing fiction, some of us might be writing non-fiction, some of us might write self-help. So every book is different. So, based on every book, we are going to tailor make plans at Notion Press, okay, for your book, okay. So let's say even if you're writing in a regional language, in Hindi or Tamil or Marathi or, Kannada, whatever language you might be writing in, we have services to offer this as well, okay. And Notion Press will give you all the end-to-end services, right from creating your book to distributing your book to marketing your book. So we will give you all of this help that you require to bring a proper book into the market. Okay. So I did see that Sir suggested that, having an ebook and having reviews for your ebook is also a good thing, right? So this is something that helps you test the waters. So when you're ready to actually jump into the water, go ahead and get your book self-published with us. Okay. So at Notion Press, we have something called the Outpublish program. Okay. So Outpublish is our flagship program. Okay. So
Ma'am,
yes.
can I, like, if you don't mind, can I just record the screen if you don't mind, please? I've
Yes,
sent a
sir, sure.
request to you. Because actually I'm driving, so I won't be able. So after once I reach my home, I would like to do
Yes,
that.
yes, of course. Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
It already been recorded,
I
Sadhu.
think it's yes.
It is on
No,
YouTube
but
live right now. You can watch in Margdarshan Guru channel, sir. Okay.
can you share the link if you don't mind? Like of that?
Yes, I will share the link. Don't worry, sir. Okay, wait a second.
Okay.
Is
Yeah.
a link of live streaming. Wait a second. I have shared the link. Yes.
So
I
shall we
hope.
continue?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much. Please continue, please.
Yes. So now let's go ahead and let's talk about what Notion Press offers. Okay. So if you see Notion Press, we have something called the Outpublish program. So this is our flagship program under which we are offering different packages for publishing. Okay. So when I say packages, there are various different services that we require for publishing a book. So we have grouped these together and we put them into packages. Okay. So we have packages ranging from 39,990 and it goes all the way up to 1,39,990. But first, let me tell you about the services. Let's first understand what is self-publishing, what is the process that happens here. Okay. So if you look at the process, let's break it down into 3 steps. Okay. It's the book's creation, the book's distribution, and the book's marketing. Okay. So the first step, which is the creation of the book. Okay. So this is where you onboard with us. We select a plan. Okay. And let's say you onboard. You submit your manuscript to us. So once your manuscript is submitted, what happens is we will assign a publishing manager for you. So this publishing manager is going to be your point of contact through this entire publishing process. Okay. So they're going to sit down with you and they're going to create a book publishing plan. So as I told you, every book is unique, right? So based on your book, we are going to create a plan. We are going to do market research. We are going to understand what category your book goes into, what subcategory your book goes into. We are going to understand what other books are there in the market, similar books, because this is going to be your competition. And books are a very competitive market because there are millions of books in the industry, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to create a custom plan for your book. Okay. And it is very important to place your book in the right category, because only when your book is placed in the right category does it actually reach your target audience. So your publishing manager is going to talk to you about, which category does your book fit into, which subcategory your book should go into, who are your target audience, right? How to price your book, what MRP should you keep for your book, because even that is a very important detail. They're also going to talk to you about, what's the best size for your book, what should the color of the interior pages be. So we're going to talk to you about all the small details about your book, because at the end of the day, everything matters, right? So once your book publishing plan is made, we will help you with the designing of the cover for your book and the interiors of your book. So let me tell you, at Notion Press, this process is very, very collaborative. So you as an author will be a part of this process, and we will be discussing cover concepts with you. We will be sharing ideas. You can share your ideas. And based on that, we'll design your book. Okay. So at this point, your book is ready. So there are two more things we do. One is we allocate your ISBN. So I think you people must be familiar with ISBN. Yes?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Great. So we'll do your ISBN allocation. And one more thing we'll do is we'll register your book for copyrights with the government of India. Okay. I hope you're familiar with copyrights as well.
Ma'am, I have a question. Let's suppose
Yes.
people, those who have already applied for the ISBN and they have got
Mhm.
the ISBN. So in that case, you will apply again or it's
We can
same?
have the ISBN reassigned. So when
Okay.
you're publishing under our house, we'll have to get the ISBN reassigned to us,
Okay.
because ISBN will show which publishing house it's coming from.
Okay. Let's suppose the person have already published their book on Kindle first, because for
Hmm.
Kindle publishing, you do not require ISBN.
Yes.
In that case, means what will be your procedure, ma'am?
Okay.
Hmm.
So the first thing is, when you publish on Kindle, the first thing that we will ask you to do is delist your book. Okay.
Hmm.
Because the reason is, when you publish on Kindle, you only get an ASIN. ASIN is the Amazon number which identifies your book. But when you're publishing in the open market, so even if you want to list your book on, let's say, Flipkart, you need an ISBN number, because ISBN basically identifies your book. So you cannot sell your book in an open market without an ISBN. Okay. If you want to continue with your Kindle, you can go ahead and continue with your Kindle. Okay. But what we would recommend in a general case is we would ask you to delist it, because we will also do your Kindle listing from our end. So we'll do the paperback, the hardcover. If you want a hardcover as well, that can also be done. So paperback, hardcover, Kindle, all of this we'll do it from our end. And it's best you do it from our end. The reason is, let's say I go and open your book on Amazon. Okay. So if we are going to list both your paperback and your ebook from our end, when I open your book in the same Amazon product page, it will say ebook, paperback, hardcover. All three will be shown, and the cost for all three will be shown. So your reader can select whichever one they prefer. If they are somebody who likes to read an ebook, they can go for an ebook. If they are somebody who prefers to have a book in hand, like I prefer to have a book in hand, they can go ahead and buy the paperback. So you're giving your readers that option, right? So this is something that can be done. So I would in general recommend that, we do all the listing from our end. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. So now going on. So now we've seen the creation process. Yes, I was talking to you about the copyrights. So copyrights is basically the intellectual property rights. This is what says this book is yours. You have written the book and you hold the rights over the book. So what we do is we'll register your book for copyrights with the government of India. Okay. Okay, there's somebody from Trinidad and Tobago. Hi, Mr. David.
I do not know what language you mentioned. Maybe phone them. Oh, bro, wait a second. But continue, ma'am. Please continue, ma'am.
Yes. So as I was saying, copyrights is basically your right over your book. So it will be registered with the government of India, and you will hold 100% of the intellectual property rights of your book. Okay. So basically here what happens is, once we register with the government, you will get a diary number. Okay. So the government will take a little time to process the copyrights. They take around 6 to 12 months. okay, to process it. But for that time being, to ensure nobody else plagiarizes your work, because you publish it, let's say somebody is going to go ahead and print it and sell it on their own, then you lose out on your revenue, right? To prevent that from happening, government will give you a diary number. Okay, so this is a reference which says you have written the book and this book is your property. Okay, so next, moving on, we go on to the distribution process. So as I was saying, we do distribution of paperback, hardcover, and ebook. And Notion Press can help your book reach more than 150 countries. Okay. So firstly, in India, your book will be available through our website. Okay. So notionpress.com, and you can find your book. Apart from that, you can also find your book on Amazon and Flipkart. All right. And internationally, your book will be available in whichever country Amazon is available, your book will be available. Apart from Amazon, we also have an extended distribution partner called Ingram. So Ingram is the world's largest distributor of books, and they have tie-ups with more than 30 to 40,000 bookstores all across the world. So basically, they'll have your book e-cataloged in these bookstores. So let's say somebody in London wants to buy your book. They can just log on to Barnes and Noble's website and order your book from there. So your book will be available in a very, very large, to a very large audience in various different countries. So apart from the paperback, we also make your ebook available. So your ebook will be available on Kindle, Kobo, Google Play Books, and Apple iBooks. So in case you want to do your own Kindle listing, we'll forego the Kindle listing and we'll do the listing on all the other websites. Okay. So any questions so far? Does anyone have any doubts?
Please continue, ma'am.
Okay, good. So let's talk about how we do the printing and the distribution. Okay. So we follow something called print on demand. So if you go back in time and see how books were published, they used to like print 1,000 copies in one go and they used to warehouse it. We don't do that anymore. The reason is printing that 1,000 copies is very expensive. And one more thing is, when you're printing in large and when you're stockpiling, it's very easy for books to get destroyed. There's a flood and your books are gone. There's a rat in your warehouse, the books are done. So we don't do that. What we do is we do print on demand. So basically, when somebody orders, we will print a book and we will send it to them. So you might ask me, if you're going to print a book and send it, isn't it going to take a long time? No, absolutely not. So let's say somebody is ordering your book in Tamil Nadu. I have my own printing press. So Notion Press has our own printing press in Chennai. So we can print your book in a matter of few hours and we'll ship your book to this person, whoever is ordering it. Or let's say somebody is ordering it in Delhi. We have a printing press right there, which can also do the same. Okay. So Notion Press has our own printing press in Chennai, and we have more than 10 to 15 print partners all across India. So this is actually going to be quicker. Your book will get printed in a few hours and it will be easier for it to reach the destination. Okay. Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Are there any additional charges which the buyer has to pay for the courier for the book? And typically through Amazon, it has been taking about 24 hours. So does
Yes.
from Notion Press also it reaches the next day typically? And are there any charges for that?
Okay. So with regard to this, there is no additional shipping charges. So if it comes from Amazon side, so if Amazon is going to say there is a shipping charge, then there is a shipping charge because they are the distributor, right? But with regard to Notion Press, what happens is, let's say a book is being ordered and it's being shipped. So it depends on the delivery that is promised by Amazon. So if the book is a prime product, so when you have prime placement on Amazon, your book can go within 1 day or 2 day or whatever Amazon's, that time limit that they are promising is. So with Prime, your book has faster delivery and free shipping option. So let's say there is no Prime, your book will still be able to reach your audience, within whatever the promised date is, within that time, the book will reach. So there will be no additional charges as such. If Amazon, levies a shipping charge, then that will be there. But as we all know, shipping charge on Amazon, it varies.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because why I asked this question is
Mm,
I already have one book which is published. There are no
okay.
charges and it
Mm-hmm.
gets delivered the next day. On the
Yes.
other hand, my wife has published through another publisher.
Okay.
There it is taking 3 weeks and plus 75 rupees additional.
That is a lot. That is a
Yeah.
very long
So
time.
that's what I wanted to understand. Yeah, does it happen like in that one day or does it take 3 weeks? That there, whether it's a prime or not, it takes 3 weeks.
Not like that, sir. So if Amazon promises that your book will be delivered to you in one day is our time as well. If Amazon tells you your book will be delivered in 2 days, 2 days is our time. So within whatever that promised time limit is, within that your book will be delivered. Okay.
Okay, because in her case also it is through Amazon actually,
Okay.
but
Uh,
there it is taking more time. So I'm not able to understand why through Amazon itself everything is so different.
so the thing is, sir, in India, only Notion Press is the only self-publishing house that has its own printing press. Okay.
Okay.
So
Hmm.
basically, no matter how many orders are coming in, we are well equipped to handle it. Even if this orders is not within South India, even if it's from North India, we have a good number of, printing partners as well. So no
Okay.
matter where the order is coming from, we ensure that your book is reaching on time because it is very important, as an author, as a publishing house. It is, very, very important because it is, if you are going to delay it by 3 weeks, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I would have forgotten I ordered a book in three weeks,
Right.
right?
Right.
That will not happen, sir, because we will ensure that, whatever the promised timeline is, within that, your book should reach the reader.
Sure.
I have another question. Let's
Yes.
suppose the book pricing is 200 rupees approx.
Okay.
Okay. What is the delivery charge Amazon or Flipkart almost take?
Okay. So there is no normal or average charge which I can tell you because the reason is it is going to differ based
Okay.
on the region the person is ordering from. If they are a prime member, are they not a prime member? Is the book a prime product? Is the book not a prime product? This is going to differ. There is no way for me or anybody to predict what Amazon is going to fix as a shipping charge. Okay.
Okay.
But let's say your book is being ordered from the Notion Press website.
Hmm.
Here you have an option of from your dashboard, there is a tool called free shipping tool. Okay.
Hmm.
So basically, this is a tool which you can toggle on or toggle off. So let's say you put it on, okay, which basically means your readers can get your book for free shipping. If the tool is off, they will be paying a flat 50 rupees charge for the shipping of the book. So no
Okay.
matter where in India they're ordering from, a flat 50 rupees charge. Okay. And I think somebody did ask the maximum date for delivery, right? I think on the chat.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes. So generally, I could tell you there is like, depending, as I told you, depending on what Amazon is fixing as the delivery date. So if a book is a prime product, it has to reach the reader within 2 or 3 days. So in that case, your book will reach in 2 or 3 days. Or if you take in general, let's say within 7 days would be would be the max shipping time that it takes for your book to reach. All right.
Okay.
So any other questions?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Okay. Now, what plans you are offering? Can you in detail what are the plans and what you offer from your end, ma'am?
Okay. So we have 4 plans. Okay. Namely, it is gold, diamond, sapphire, and ruby.
Can you
Okay.
share your screen, ma'am?
So okay, actually I don't have the plans open right now. Just a second.
Mm, Take your time. You can open, ma'am.
So the thing is with regard to plans, okay, it's customized based on each person's book.
I know that is customized based, ma'am. Because at least by seeing your plan, at least we can get a bit some clarity.
Okay,
That's
I
why I'm
understand.
asking, ma'am.
I'm just telling this because it's each person's book is different, and once you guys are ready to publish, to go ahead with your book, you can just reach out to me, and I can help you customize a plan according to your book because as we know, some of us might be writing a different book, right? So based on your book, we can go ahead. So are you all able to see my
Please
screen?
increase your audio, ma'am. Wait, okay.
Okay, are you able to see my screen?
Now it is, yes, visible, ma'am. Visible.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this is something that you can find on our website. Okay,
Mm.
it's notionpress.com. Okay. So you have the gold, diamond, sapphire, and ruby. Okay. So all of these four plans differ on the level of editing and the level of marketing. So these are the plans for fiction and non-fiction English books. Okay. So for regional books, we have different plans. For poetry books, there are different plans. So you can see it says fiction, non-fiction, poetry, regional, academic. Spotlight is for, is with branding. So I'll come to that. And there's also photo book plan. So let's
When you
say,
click on a non-friction, mostly people are writing non-friction itself.
okay, awesome. So
Okay.
here we have the gold, diamond, sapphire, and ruby. So under all of these four plans, the creation and distribution aspect, which I explained, all of that is going to remain the same. Okay. The difference is going to be in the level of editing and the level of marketing. So let's say you require our help with editing your book. Okay. So we can do editing. Editing is a part of Sapphire and Ruby plan already. Okay. So there's editing up to 50,000 words in the Sapphire and the Ruby plan. Okay. But we can pick out any of these plans as a base plan and we can customize it as per your book. As per your requirements, we can customize it. Okay. So if you're going to look at these plans with regard to marketing, so with regard to marketing, I did see that you had mentioned that you people would like to know how to market your book, right? So with regard to marketing your book, there's a lot of different ways. But first thing, let me tell you, you're in a self-publishing process and you are your biggest brand. So you as an author need to go out and tell people, see, I've written a book. Make more people aware. Okay. Even if it is just posting, a story on your WhatsApp or write or talking about it on your Facebook or on your Instagram. Talk about it. Tell people, whenever you meet someone, ensure to tell people that you've written a book. Because being an author, this is pride. This is something that, is actually a part of you. And now let's look at the marketing that we offer. Okay. So to, put it very simply, there's marketing in Amazon. We do marketing on social media. We do reviewer service and we do brand building services. Okay. So let me just tell you about the marketing on Amazon. Okay. So in Amazon, the first thing that I already mentioned is prime placement. Okay. So just a second. Yes. So we have Amazon prime placement. So prime placement is basically, if you see Amazon, okay, just a minute, let's need some water.
Your
Can you
audio is not
send
clear, ma'am.
option?
Audio is not
Can
clear, ma'am.
I'm sorry,
Yes.
am I audible?
Wait a second. Now you can. Yes. Now you can continue, ma'am.
Yes. So as I was telling, we have different marketing options. Okay. So firstly, prime placement. So what is this prime placement? You go into Amazon, you search for any product. Okay. You're going to see in the first few search result pages, every product that shows up is going to have a prime tag to it. Okay. It's going to say prime with an orange tick next to it. Okay. This is basically a prime placement. So you might ask, what does prime placement do for me as an author? So prime placement, the first thing it does is your book will have faster delivery, free shipping. These are two things which are very important for a book. Because as sir pointed out, if I'm going to order a book and wait for 3 weeks, I'm going to forget I ordered a book, right? So with prime placement, your book is going to be delivered fast and you're going to have free shipping. Okay. So
Okay.
apart from this, prime placement also ensures better visibility for your book. So as an author, when you're talking about marketing, there are two things that you need to focus on. One is building visibility for your book, and other is building credibility for you as an author. Okay, just a second. So one is building visibility for your book, which is making people aware that your book is in the market. And when I say credibility, that is making people aware that this book is worth the read. People need to know this is a good book, right? So building visibility is ensuring people know your book is there, and building credibility is people need to know that this book is a good book and it's worth a read. So they will go ahead and buy it. Okay. With prime placement, you get visibility. Because if you look at Amazon, go ahead and search, fiction book or non-fiction book, or search for a water bottle for that matter. You will see all the things that come up in the first few search result pages is going to have prime tag. So when your book also has a prime tag, your visibility increases because there's a good chance your book will turn up in the first few search result pages. Okay. Apart from Amazon Prime placement, we also do something called Kindle promotion. So what does Kindle promotion do for me? So in Kindle promotion, we are going to make your book free on Kindle for a period of 1 month. So those of you who have published in KDP, Kindle Direct Publishing, you know that your book will be available for 3 days in KDP, right? We do this Kindle promotion for 1 month. We'll make your book available for free. So you might ask me, why are we making my book available for free, right? The reason is when your book is available for free, you can have your friends, your colleagues, people you know, your acquaintances. You can have different people read your book. So when a lot of people read your book and when a lot of people are going to, review your book. So on Kindle, like when you're going to read and review your book, you're going to gather a lot of reviews. You're going to gather a lot of people who are going to say, okay, this is a good book. Or people are going to share their thoughts about your book. And this basically means when some random person is going to come across your book and they see that you have a good number of reviews, it's going to be like, okay, it seems like a lot of people have read the book and they've liked the book. Let me also give it a try and somebody might buy it. So this actually helps you to build credibility as an author. So when you have a Kindle promotion running, reach out to as many people as you can and have them read your book and review it. Okay. If they write even one review, even they're going to say it's a good book, it actually helps. Because right now, when we buy anything, we are going to look at the review before buying it, correct? I do it. I'm sure a lot of people here do it, right? So especially on Amazon, when it comes to, buying things online, we look at reviews before buying it. So Kindle promotion is something that can actually help you gather those reviews. Okay. Apart from that, we'll also do something called sponsored advertisement setup. So what are these sponsored advertisements? So when you go into Amazon and you search for a book or anything, okay, you will see in your search list, there are certain products that are labeled as sponsored. So what is the sponsored tag? It basically shows up when you're looking for a similar product. So let's say somebody has written a non-fiction self-help book about meditation, okay? And let's say I am looking for a meditation book, okay? So when somebody else is going to come and search, book about meditation, there is a good chance that your book will turn up as a sponsored advertisement. So sponsored advertisement basically means your book's visibility will be higher, okay? Let's say somebody is searching for a fantasy book. So I'm going to tag Harry Potter with your book. So when somebody looks for Harry Potter, your book will come as a sponsored advertisement. So when you have a sponsored advertisement, it's going to help, it's going to show that your book is also a fantasy book. So people will know, your potential or readers will know that your book is available in the market. So how does the sponsored advertisement work? We are going to run it based on keywords. Okay. So we are going to understand who your target audience are. So our marketing team will do a thorough research and they're going to understand your book, your audience, and the competition for your book. And based on this, we'll set up keywords and we'll run your advertisements. Okay. So apart from this, there is also, similar advertisements on Facebook and Instagram. But right now, I don't want to, bore you with all of this marketing. Once people are ready with your book, let's talk about, marketing for your book at that stage. But right now, does anybody have any questions with regard to, self-publishing or how to go ahead with your book? Any questions?
Yes, ma'am. Please, can I ask a question, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Thanks so much, and thanks so much, Sataji, for putting this together. My question is, I am speaking from Ghana. Do you take international, jobs as well, ma'am?
Yes, sir. We definitely have a lot of international authors that we work with. So yes, we are, well equipped to work with international authors as well.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Definitely. Any questions, anyone? Sir, is there anything that you need me to cover? Anything that you want me to, touch upon?
No, ma'am. Continue, ma'am.
Okay.
सर सत्या सर ये
Yes, ma'am.
अगर रीजनल लैंग्वेज में बुक लिखा है तो उसका क्या है यहाँ पे ऑफर दिखा सकते हैं?
Uh,
Sorry,
up,
sir, could you please
up,
translate?
if you are writing book in vernacular language, that you asking, ma'am?
Yeah. If I write my book in Gujarati or Hindi
Okay.
language, then
Yes.
what will be your offer? That
These are our plans, ma'am, for regional language books. And we've
okay.
actually published a lot of books in vernacular languages. So you might actually see, why it's a little lesser than the English package. The reason is we do want to encourage, authors of regional languages. Because a lot of times we are seeing there is a decline in the number of people who are writing in their mother tongues. So, for this purpose, our regional plans are priced a little lesser than the English plans. And I'll give you a look through our website as well. So, as soon as you open the notionpress.com, you're going to see. Okay. So these are some of the books that have come out recently, okay, which have just been released. So new releases. So these are some of the books that are trending. So as you can see, we do have a regional book right here. Okay. And we have books of different genres as well. So this is computational thinking. So I think that's more of an academic, a technology book. We have strategic digital transformation. We have various different books. So there we have a Tamil book. Here we have a kids book. So we do have books of different genres, different languages that we work with. Okay. And we also have browse by genres. You have Indian language books. We have books which are there in free shipping.
Ma'am, increase the audio, ma'am.
Yes. Sorry, sir. Can you hear me now?
Bit
Yeah.
better.
Yes. So apart from this, with regard to Notion Press, we also have two other platforms other than Outpublish. Okay. We also have an express book publishing tool. I'm so sorry, just a minute. We have two more options for publishing. So we do have an express publishing tool.
Ma'am, still voice is quite low, ma'am.
I'm sorry, can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So we do have two other options. We have an express tool from where you can publish on your own. So it's kind of, wherein you can go, you can make your own cover design, you can make your own interior design for the book, and you can publish it. So on that tool, you'll have to pay a distribution charge. Okay. And we have a guided program wherein you have plans starting from 15,000 to 25,000. So no matter what your budget is, Notion Press will be able to help you publish a book. Okay. And I'll also show you some of our best-selling books, some of our authors. Okay. So these are some of our best-selling books. Recently, this book, From a Car Shed to the Corner Office, the author got a letter from our Minister Nitin Gadkari for how inspiring and how great his story is. So I think he is the former chairman of Canara Banks. So this book was reviewed by Nitin Gadkari recently. And we have quite a few authors, quite a few books which have been, doing very well in the market. So of course, Notion Press is well equipped to, help you with whatever books you are looking to publish. We are well equipped to give you the market research and to help you, with the publishing of your book. So as I know that most of you are writing nonfiction books, and we have published quite a lot of nonfiction books. So, no matter what kind of a book you're writing, we can always get on a call, just, reach out to me personally, and we'll be able to devise a plan for your book that can be custom made for your book. Okay. So based on your book's requirements, based on your requirements as an author, based on your marketing needs, we can go ahead, we can customize a plan. All right. So that's about it from my end. So if anyone has any questions or if there is anything else you need me to, touch upon, just let me know.
Okay, this you have mentioned the details regarding the, I would say, Regarding you have mentioned the details regarding the marketing part. Okay.
Hmm.
So can you be a bit specific? Let's suppose you have mentioned that you will be listing the book on Amazon Kindle as well as other platforms. So how much money you will be investing? You have seen your my marketing plan. In that, Facebook ad is also mentioned, Google ad is also mentioned. If
There's
let's
no
suppose if
Google
I
ads.
yes, me it's mentioned in the you can see the this marketing. You can go the marketing aspect,
We do
ma'am.
not do Google ads, sir, for the simple reason that, see, if you're having a company, if I'm going to, market a company on Google, it makes sense. If I'm going to market a single book on Google, it doesn't work. Because as I told you, we've been in this industry for 12 years. So we've done a lot of marketing, we've tried, tested, we've seen what works for books. And I can tell you one thing, Google Ads is not something that will work for your book, because Google is a platform wherein if you're going to look for a lot of different things, so there's no Google Ads, so it's Goodreads book review campaign, if that's what you mean.
Okay. Mostly you can say it is mentioned the Instagram. I have started Facebook ad started.
Right.
Yes. So I'm asking you, means how much money you will be pumping on these ads, ma'am?
So
Let's suppose
basically,
sponsored ad on Amazon, I can understand. Sponsored ad on that I can understand.
hmm,
But on Facebook and Instagram, out of 89,000, it was how much money will you invest will you be investing? That I
okay.
have the question.
So
Yes.
let's take a scenario where you take your Facebook ads as an add-on service. It's
Okay.
going to cost you 10.
Increase the audio, ma'am. Okay.
Yes, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now.
Let's say you take Facebook ads as an add-on service.
Hmm.
So Facebook ads is going to cost you 10,000 plus GST. Okay. I'll tell you the reason.
Hmm.
So the first breakdown is 7,000 goes into the setting up of your ad. Okay.
Okay.
So we have our own marketing team,
Hmm.
which is going to research your book. So if you look at a platform like Facebook, people share details about what kind of books they read. You're going to have details about people's, demographics. You're going to have the psychographic details, right? I'm
Hmm.
going to know what is the age of a person. I'm going to know what their gender is. I'm going to know if they're interested in reading, what kind of books they're interested in reading, right? On Facebook, there's a lot of data. So what our marketing team is going to do is they're going to target your audience. So each book has a specific target audience. So let's say I'm writing a true crime book. Okay. So I am going to market it to people who read Sherlock Holmes or people who read Agatha Christie books, because these are books about crime, right? So this is they are going to be my target audience. So on Facebook, what my marketing team will do is they are going to understand your target audience, and they are going to position your book in such a way that this ad appears on your target audience page. So as I said, I am writing a true crime book. So my marketing team is going to ensure that anybody who's interested in Agatha Christie's book, anybody who's interested in Sherlock Holmes, so these kind of books, these kind of people, your book will appear as a sponsored advertisement. So when I say advertisement, how will it look? So when you're scrolling through your Facebook feed, or when you're scrolling through the stories,
Hmm.
you might have seen suddenly an advertisement will come in the middle, and you click on that ad, and it will take you directly to your Amazon page, right?
Okay.
So the setup for this ad will cost 7,000. Okay. And this setup is valid. And the ad budget for this ad will be 3,000. So as long as that budget is there. So 3,000 will last you for around 2 weeks. Okay. Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let's suppose you are in gold plan, diamond plan. When you are offering the book, what will be the price of book? Who will be the decider of the price? And what will be the percentage of royalty people will be getting? And can they track each and every book? What happen people those who publish their book on other platforms? They're not able to track single book itself. So
Okay.
yes, so that I have a question. If you are publishing, if you're planning the goal plan, how
Mm-hmm.
many number of free copies you are offering? Okay,
Okay.
what is there are prox the pages? Okay,
Mm.
what is the printing variety? It is 80 GSM paper, glossy, it is normal paper.
Mm.
So can you, if you bit in detail, because whenever
Okay.
people are publishing the book, they will have a bit clarity. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Continue.
So your number of pages, just before that, I think Mr. Rajesh has raised his hand. Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yeah, so I have one question on the self-publishing, which you mentioned that we can decide in terms of how much money we want to spend, and accordingly we can go ahead with the package. In fact, I'm getting that option once I've logged in into Notion Press also,
Yes.
where the packages are lower. The question I had was, in future, depending on how my book does, if you want to add Amazon ads onto it later, is that allowed, or can
Yes.
that be done only in the beginning?
Definitely, sir. In the future, if you suddenly decide you want to run Amazon ads, we can do that.
I have another question. Let's suppose you are publishing the book on this Notion no in Amazon of Flipkart. So it will be published from Amazon account of your company or our personal account of Amazon,
From
ma'am?
our enterprise account.
Now your enterprise account.
Because if it doesn't come from our account, if it is going to go from your account, we will not be able to know when an order is placed. Only
Okay,
if we know when an order is placed, we will be able to fulfill it. So
okay,
we
got
have
it.
to do the listing from our enterprise account.
Let's suppose after some time, maybe 1 or 2 year, I'd want to delist the book. I want to transfer it to Amazon in my own account. Is it possible?
Of course, you can, you can annul your contract with us and you can do it on your own. So we have a non-exclusive agreement.
Hmm.
So this is not a binding agreement. So a
Okay,
non-exclusive agreement, it gives you the rights. Okay.
okay,
So this
okay.
is not binding. So if you want to delist your book and if you want to do it on your own, you can go ahead. Okay. And now to answer your previous question on the number of pages. Okay. So there is no page limit that we have, but I would recommend that you keep your book within 500 pages because we are doing a print on demand module. Okay. So I would say you have bit lesser than 500 pages. So let me take a scenario where I'm having 200 pages. I'm saying the book is a paperback and a 5x8 size. Okay. Our printing, everything happens with quality paper. As you said,
Ma'am, a bit
are
audible.
you okay? So our printing also happens with quality GSM paper. Our printing, everything is with international standard sizes. Okay. So when I say black and white, it is the cover of the color of the cover of the book will still be in color. The interior of the book will be black and white. Okay.
Okay.
There is an option for a full color book, but this applies to like maybe a children's book or to a photo book or a coffee table book.
Hmm.
Okay. So general book is normally a black and white book. Okay. So here when I calculate, you can see it shows a production cost here, an international production cost, and the direct sale at subsidized price. So if
Okay.
you as an author want to like order bulk number of books, let's
Hmm.
say you want 20 plus copies, okay, you can buy it at this rate, at the subsidized cost. Okay. And if you see here, we also recommend a minimum selling price. Okay. So your minimum selling price is basically the price at which you should sell your book to actually earn a profit.
Okay. Now at present the production cost is 90 rupees.
Yes,
Okay.
93.
Now 235 is the cost. Okay. That you are mentioning that should be approx the
We are
selling
giving a minimum selling price.
minimum selling
So
price.
we are
Okay.
going to do a market research and we are going to help you decide on a price range.
Okay.
An MRP range. We will be telling you this to this will work.
Okay. So that is the now this is the approx the pages you have mentioned. Now let's suppose if a person who want to publish your book on your platform. Now this is the that 93 is the this printing charge itself. Okay. Now the royalty is decided by on which factors, ma'am? Because for most of the authors, for me, they are that how much money they will be making. That is the there's the key
Correct.
concern. Yes, ma'am.
So with respect to royalties, okay.
Ma'am, a bit audible, a bit more
Yes.
audible. Yes, ma'am.
Is this better?
Yes, that is quite better, ma'am.
So with regard to the royalties, okay, with Notion Press, you get 100% of your net profit on the sale of each book. Okay. So as I showed you, this is the outpublish program. So under outpublish, you get 100% of the net profit as your royalty. Okay. So let's say here I'm pricing the book at 250 rupees. Okay. And our calculator will give you an idea of what will your earnings be. So if your book is sold at Notion Press, this will be your earnings, 106. Other stores basically means Amazon or Flipkart. Okay. It'll be 31 rupees. So let me break it down for you. Okay. Let me tell you how this royalty works. Okay. So I already told you we do print on demand. So let's say somebody is ordering your book. Okay. So let's just take a tentative price, because this is going to make the calculation a little complicated. So let's just take the
A
MRP of
bit
the book.
more audible, ma'am. A bit more
Is this
audible, ma'am.
better?
Yes, now, ma'am.
Yes. I'm so sorry about this.
Mm.
So let's just take the tentative MRP of the book to be 300 rupees.
Oh.
Okay.
Mm.
Let's say the production cost is 50 rupees.
Mm.
Okay. Let's say the book is being bought from Amazon.
Mm.
Okay. On Amazon, we have a 50% distribution charge.
Mm.
50% of the MRP. So that is 150 rupees.
Mm.
So as an author, your royalty will be 300 minus 50 minus 150. So 50 is your production cost and 150 is the distribution cost. So at the end of the day, for each book that is sold, you will earn 100 rupees as your royalty.
Okay, on Amazon itself, ma'am. If the
Yes.
cost is 300.
Yes.
And what is the means costing in ebook? Because ebook you have mentioned you have made one time.
So
Yes, ma'am.
ebook differs. Okay.
Okay.
It's impossible to predict the royalty for ebook right now, because the reason is ebook pricing itself will depend on the size of the file. So only once your file is created, the ebook file is created, will we be able to guess what the ebook the price MRP itself will look like. So without that, it's not possible to talk about the ebook royalty.
Ma'am,
Okay.
on Kindle, what happen if you are mentioning the price below 99 rupees, above 99 rupees, then Amazon give approx 70% royalty. If it is less than 99 rupees, then it's 35% royalty that Amazon is mentioning.
Mm.
So on the basis of raw means it is, I will not
So
say that.
based on royalties, when we list ebooks, we will take a processing fee. Okay.
Okay.
Because we are doing the listing and everything, we'll take a processing fee.
It is one time or every time you take for book, ma'am?
So for each copy that is getting sold, okay, there will be a processing fee from our end. And apart from that, the rest of it will go to you as your royalty.
What is the
Because when it
processing
comes
fees, ma'am?
to,
What is approx processing fees, ma'am? Approx.
so it depends. As I told you, it depends on the price of the book. You know, only once you list it on the platform. And with ebooks, there is one thing that happens. There are 3 different ways in which a person can read an ebook. One is they can buy your book from the platform and read it. 2, there is a lending module. So how you go to a library and you borrow a book, that can happen.
Your lending is in Kindle Unlimited, ma'am. Yes.
And it's there on like many other platforms as well. So, and also you have you also have a subscription model. So on Kindle itself, you see again there is a subscription model. So you pay this much as a subscription fee, and you can read as many books as you want in that time, in that subscription time period, right? So based on which model a person is reading a book, only then we will be able to work on all of this. So this is something that it can't really be calculated upfront, because the size of the book is there and there are many factors depending on how they are going to read the book. So all of those factors matter. Okay.
Got it.
Yes. So I hope I've answered your question with regard to the royalties and the pricing.
Yes, ma'am. Still some confusions there. Now, next question somebody I want to ask. Please continue.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So one question here. I already have the ebook on the Kindle. I've already applied for ISBN, which I have not used for the Kindle, because for Kindle, you don't need ISBN there.
Correct.
So that ISBN is still available with me. Can I do it in the self mode in Motion Press only for the paperback?
It can be done, sir.
Okay.
Of course, you can do it. Our Express platform is available for the same reason.
Okay, so only for the paperback, while Kindle will be done through Amazon, which is through my login, which is already happening. So I can do this one only from your
Correct.
this
So
also.
once that you have, now that you've registered, one of our consultants will anyways reach out to you. So
Sure.
Monday, you can definitely expect one of our consultants to get in touch with you. Okay.
Sure.
And they will be able to guide you on how to go about it. Okay.
Okay. And then another last question from my end.
Yes.
I already have one book which has been published earlier in both paperback and as Kindle through another publisher. That's where I'm having some trust issues with them. So is there a possibility where I can move that to Notion Press so that I have both of them together under one Please.
Sure, sir. Definitely, it can be done. So your agreement with your previous publisher, is it
Yeah.
a non-exclusive agreement which allows you to delist your book from them?
Yes, and the rights are completely with me
Then you
because
can
they
go
had
ahead, sir.
charged money, and the
Mm,
rights are with me.
definitely, sir. In that case, you can go ahead. You can delist your book from them, and
Ranjali
then
ma'am,
you can. Yes, sir.
I have one question. You have mentioned about the two type of agreement. Can you give some clarity about that these two types of agreement? Because even that when you have mentioned this agreement, even I don't have the clarity on that two
Okay.
agreement. So that all of people can understand, because whenever a lot of people will be going to publish the content on different platform, maybe yours, maybe somebody else, so at least they have a clarity.
Definitely, sir. But before that, let me just complete my answer for Rajesh, sir.
Mm.
So, sir, as you had said, you can, of course, delist it from them and you can have your book relisted with Notion Press. That can definitely happen, sir. Okay. So, yes, now coming to your question about the agreement. Okay. So, when I say a non exclusive agreement, this basically means that if any point in the future, if you want to delist your book from Notion Press, you can do it. It also means, let's say you have a bookstore right next to your house and you want your book to be available there. So you can go ahead, you can get 10 copies printed, you can go give it to that library and to that bookshop and you can ask them to sell your book. We are not going to say no to that. So a non-exclusive agreement basically guards your rights as an author. Let's say your book is getting picked up for a movie tomorrow.
Mm.
We are not going to come and say you have to give us a cut there, because it's your book, you have put in the effort there, right? So a non-exclusive agreement basically means we are giving you our services with regard to printing, distribution, marketing. So whatever the service you're opting, we are going to be giving you those services. Okay. But as an author, at the end of the day, you hold the rights to your book. Okay. So as opposed to this, there is something like a contractual agreement. So this is mostly the case in traditional publishing. So what happens is people basically sign saying for this many years, I will only have my book published through you. So that is a binding agreement. So that is opposite to non-exclusive. So non-exclusive gives you rights. That's about it.
Okay. You
Okay.
mentioned the print on demand means
Yes.
how much is the minimum copies the person have to assume that is will be coming to into print on demand, ma'am.
So the thing about print on demand, sir, is basically you have an inventory which never goes out of stock. No matter how many books are being ordered, if it is one book or if it is 100 copies, we are going to be fulfilling that order. So there is no minimum or maximum number limit here, because we have books that sell in thousands. We have books that sell like, 1 or 2 copies a day, or whatever may be the order limit. In print on demand, there is no cap. There is an unlimited. So as long as your book is, listed with us, and as long as there are orders coming in, we are going to be printing your book and we are going to be taking care of the distribution.
Let's suppose we are getting more copies. A lot of people are
Hmm.
purchasing the copies. So what happen indirectly? The cost of printing will be also reduced. So how will you know that? Let's suppose you're saying that is it print on
So,
demand.
sir, in print on demand, the thing is your production cost is fixed. Okay.
Okay.
So this will remain the same. Okay.
Whatever means, let's suppose that initially I have decided it will be print on demand, and
Hmm.
my let's suppose my cost of printing a 200 pages book is 120 rupees. Let's suppose
Okay.
even I get 500 orders, 1000 also, it will be same. It will be
Yes.
same 120 rupees also.
Yes.
But at the same time, if the print is quite high, okay, number of copies quite high, in that case the printing cost goes down. Okay. In that case, let's suppose if I want, okay, I don't want print on demand. I would say I want at least in your inventory have 100 books ready, and after I will give you the order so that next time you can increase the number of inventory. So at least at that time I can get more royalty out of it. Is this
Okay,
also
sir.
possible?
The first thing is when your book is on print on demand.
Hmm,
Okay.
hmm,
We are printing on individual case scenarios.
hmm,
Okay. That is why the production cost is going to remain the same. So no matter what, if even I'm getting 500 orders of the same book,
hmm,
it is still an individual case scenario for me, because in an offset printing, so offset is opposite to print on demand.
hmm,
So if you're going to print your book in bulk, so
hmm.
there is a minimum order limit for offset, that is 1,000 copies.
Hmm.
So let's say you have your book printed 1,000 copies and you're going to warehouse it.
Hmm.
So in the future, if you do see a great demand for your book and you think printing 1,000 copies is something that is financially viable, yes, you can print 1,000 copies. Okay, we can assist you with offset. Okay,
Hmm.
but as long as your book is on print on demand, the production cost will be the same because we are still working on case to case basis. All right.
Now,
So in future, like as you said, your book is selling
Hmm.
500 copies, 1,000 copies. In
Hmm.
that case, you can go for a offset in the future.
Okay, we can go
So
with offset in that case.
you can.
The cost of per book definitely will vary. The royalty also will vary, ma'am.
Yes, definitely royalty will vary because you will already be paying for printing 1,000 books first.
Hmm.
So when I told you royalty calculation, I said MRP minus production cost minus distribution cost.
Hmm.
So if you already have you're printing an offset, you're printing 1,000 copies, in
Hmm.
that case your production cost will be zero because I am not going to print your book for you, right? I already have a printed book which I'm going to sell.
Okay, okay, okay,
Is that
okay.
clear or
Clear, ma'am, clear. Okay.
okay?
Sorry, I am asking too many questions to you.
So if you also have and as you said, 100 copies in my inventory.
Hmm.
So Amazon has an algorithm which will understand what is the demand for a book. Okay. So let's say a lot of people are looking to purchase your book. So they're seeing that a lot of books, order is coming in for the same book. In this
Oh,
case, Amazon's algorithm works in a way where they'll be able to detect this. So once the algorithm understands this, they will notify us to print and stockpile more copies in our warehouse.
okay.
So there is a way for us to understand if the demand for a book is high. So we can make more copies available in our warehouse so that the deliveries are also happening at a faster pace.
Okay. Now, next question. Let's suppose I got ISBN from your end. Let's suppose I
Mm-hmm.
want to move out of your ecosystem.
Mm.
So I have to surrender the ISBN or I have to apply for the new ISBN, ma'am.
So how you are going to let's say you're going to go with a different publisher or you're going to do it on your own.
Yes,
So one
yes.
thing you can do is you can get your ISBN reassigned,
Hmm.
or another thing that you can do is let's say you're going to publish a second edition for the same book.
Hmm.
In this case, I would recommend you take a new ISBN because your ISBN also identifies your book. If it is going to be a second edition or a third edition, I would recommend you can get a different ISBN.
So in your platform, every author is assigned a different dashboard. In
Yes,
the dashboard, can we see the entire details of the
you
book?
will
How many
be
books?
able to see how many books were sold, which
Okay.
platform it was sold on,
Hmm.
what is your author earnings from the sale of each book. If a book was returned, that
Okay.
detail will also be available.
Can
Okay.
you have some demo dashboard if possible?
So the thing is, I cannot just
Got it, ma'am. If
I
possible,
cannot log into anybody else's dashboard.
okay,
We have a proper NDA policy with all our authors.
okay,
But
okay.
just give me a minute. Okay. Let me just open my own personal dashboard. Um, just a second. Okay.
If you have any question, participant, you can ask your questions.
Okay. So this is basically how dashboard will look like. This is the dashboard that I just logged in from my own
Okay, here we can see the
okay.
entire details, the
So you
books.
can basically see, what's your lifetime earnings, how many books you've sold. Okay.
Hmm.
You
Hmm.
can see what your wallet balance will be.
Hmm.
Okay. So basically, your wallet balance will show how much amount you have earned over a lifetime. So available wallet balance, you'll have to update your bank details here. So the withdrawal will happen directly to your bank details.
Now, one thing. This
Yes,
order author copies. What is that? Does it mean? Let me know, please.
at subsidized cost.
Please, that is,
So
we are directly printing from your side.
yes,
Okay, in bulk 100 copies.
yes,
It is shipped directly to us, and we can sell it directly in our physical event. That is author's copies, ma'am.
yes.
So here the
They're also
pricing will be different than the normal that we have agreed on the print on
Yeah.
demand, ma'am.
Then your MRP pricing, it will be different. If you
Okay.
remember when I showed you that MRP, that screen,
Calculator.
when I showed you that calculator, down I showed you one more cost, and I told you when you're ordering in bulk, you'll get the books at this cost. That
Minimum,
is your subsidized cost. Minimum
ma'am,
20 copies.
minimum 20 books. Okay, that is minimum 20 books, hard copies.
Yes.
Okay, okay.
So in that case, you can get it at this subsidized cost. You can make the order here, enter your address, your book will be delivered to that address. Okay.
Okay, okay.
So this is your wallet. So from here, you can update your bank details and the withdrawal can be directly to your bank detail.
Okay.
Okay. So you also have this option of, even if it is an international bank account, you can add those details as well. Okay. And here you can, whatever your books are, you're going to be able to see it. And once you click on a book, so once it's published, so these are just things that I did for training. So don't really mind that. So, when you have a book and you click on your book, you'll be able to see all the details. So let's say if this book is published, it will show up, the book's cover will show here. If I click on that, I'll be able to see how many books were sold, what are the number of copies that were sold, which platform it was sold on, how much I've earned from that. All of those details will be available to you.
Now I have, I think it would be last question, I think. So how many platform you publish the book in online platform? And do you have the physical stores also on which you publish the book also? Please
Okay.
let me know.
So firstly, to say the online platforms, as I told you, in India, your book will be available on our website, Amazon, Flipkart. Internationally, Amazon and through Ingram's distribution partners. Okay. Apart from that, if you're talking about physical bookstores, okay. So physical bookstores, if you want to place your book in a bookstore, you need to buy something called a shelf space. Okay. So the place where your book is put, this is called a shelf space. And normal cases, shelf spaces are pretty expensive. Okay. So if you're looking to have your book placed in a bookstore, definitely Notion Press can help you with that. Okay. So we do have a tie-up with like 15 bookstores across India. So these are like Barrisons in Delhi, Higginsbotham in Chennai and Bangalore, Starmark in Kolkata, some of the premium bookstores. Okay. So you can just let us know if you're interested, and we can definitely have your book in 5 or 10 of these stores as per your requirement.
Okay.
How
Now,
much would be the approximate cost there for buying that shelf space?
So sir, for a case wherein we are having your book displayed in 10 bookstores, we will be charging you around 49,990 plus GST.
49,000
Yes,
for 1 month,
for 3 months.
3 months.
So based on the demand for your book, the bookstores can have this extended. So bookstores will place a request if they want to extend the shelf display. Because if they feel that a book is selling well, that is when they'll ask to extend it. Right?
Got it, ma'am.
Okay.
Any other questions from the participant?
Yeah, I have one doubt. Here you have displayed Amazon Ads Manager. So you will be running this?
So basically, we do have, if you are going to sign up with us, our marketing team will be doing those ads. Okay. But let's say you're doing it on your own in the Express platform. Okay. You can run your own Amazon ads from this option. So you'll have AI generating your keywords.
Now, ma'am, you are having the Amazon account.
Yes.
Now I can run ad
This
on
is tagged from us.
Oh,
So since this is also a part of your dashboard, this is also tagged to us. So do not worry, we will do the back-end managing for all of this.
Okay. Now let's suppose if we are spending money on Amazon ads, in that case, how the royalty is decided, ma'am?
So if your Amazon ads and your royalty are not, they don't go hand in hand, because this is different and that is different.
Okay.
So let's say so in our package, let's say you're taking the diamond plan, there is a budget of 2,000 which is going to go as your ad budget.
Okay.
So every week on Monday, you will get a report which tells you how many people clicked on your ad, how many people was this ad visible to. That report on what happened with your ad will come to you. So you'll be able to see what has happened. Also, if there was any optimization done, so that the ad would run better, all of those details will be available to you. So you'll basically be knowing what is happening with your advertisement as well. So the same goes for even Facebook and Instagram ads. So once, if you're running ads from our end, We will ensure that you get the report.
What's the cost for Facebook ads that you run on our behalf?
So that is 10,000 plus GST, ma'am. So here you'll have an ad budget of 3,000. So the one good thing about all of our ads is once it is set up, it is valid for a lifetime. So let's say even 2 years down the line or 10 years down the line, you want to run this ad again. Let's say that 3,000 budget is over, but you want to run your Facebook ad again. You can just reach out to us. You can do an ad budget top up. You top up your ad budget, we'll run your ad again. So that advertisement setup is valid. So you know how many ever times you want to run your ad, you just have to do the ad budget top up and we'll run the ad.
So
Okay.
this 3,000 rupees, you say this is for a month or a week? How for what duration
So
it is?
mostly it would last you up to 2 weeks. So Facebook ads and Instagram ads. So when you talk about advertisement, there are two different types of advertisements. One is advertisement which work on cost per click basis. And there is advertisement which work on cost per impression basis. So Amazon ads run on cost per click. So when every time somebody clicks your ad budget will be deducted. Okay. Facebook and Instagram ads run on cost per impression basis. So every time somebody opens your ad, sees your ad. So when there's an impression, so when somebody sees your ad budget will be deducted. So this 3,000 budget will last you for around 2 weeks.
Later, we can top up whatever amount we want.
Definitely.
Okay.
You have
And
that option
is
open.
the format of ads also on our request. Then you have to then we again deduct 7,000 rupees.
Sorry?
Let's suppose we want to change the format of ad. Let's suppose we want to run the video ad. Let's suppose of the book itself. In that case, you'll charge again 7,000 rupees for ad setup.
So here what happens is what Amazon and Facebook and Instagram ads are basically banner ads.
Okay.
So this is like something like this. A banner will come up like in the middle of your feed or something.
Ma'am, I know that
Okay.
banner ad definitely, but
Just a minute. If you want a video ad, so
Hmm.
that's a different service.
No, that is different. If we provide the video, in that case, it is not you are making the video for our book. We are making the video for our book. In that case, ma'am.
So in this case, we will have to check with the marketing team.
Okay, that the cost will be different, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay,
the cost
got
will
it.
be different.
Got it.
So let's say
And,
in a scenario, yes, ma'am.
I wanted to know that what is the how about the Kindle marketing? What is the cost that is being covered for Kindle marketing? How much we need to spend for a month?
So Kindle, as you see in our website, it only comes with the packages. Okay. So if you're doing your book as a Kindle promotion for your book, it comes with, one of the plans. Okay. So since it's a part of your plan and we don't provide it as a separate add-on service. So, I cannot really tell you this is how much it will cost you to do Kindle marketing. Because when you're doing marketing on Amazon itself, that covers Kindle as well. Because Kindle is also a subsidiary of Amazon.
Got it, ma'am.
And the basic plan starts from 39,000, you said.
Yes.
Yes.
39,990 plus GST.
Okay, ma'am. Any other question? Today I am and this another sir is asking the question. The rest of the participant they are just not asking the question. Ask the question. Wait, the session is almost over. Rajesh sir, any question? Suman ma'am, Bhavisha ma'am, any question?
If anybody has any questions, you can actually make a note of it and get back to me as well.
I request please fill these forms if you want to connect with Ranjali ma'am. She will connect you later if you have any other doubt. Yes.
I can also see sales booster here on the web page that you have displayed here. What does that mean?
So this is basically if you're providing a discount for your book or anything like that, if you're running a discount campaign or about the visibility of your book, it's going to talk to you about the marketing options. So you're going to get transparent reports on any of the sales, sales boosters, basically your advertisements. So once you're running advertisements with us, you'll be getting a report on the advertisements and it's going to also enhance your visibility.
So this is also chargeable. This is extra charge.
So ma'am, it depends on the kind of advertisements you're running. So let's say you're doing your own Amazon ads from this manager here. Okay. If you're doing it from here, it would depend. So of course, yes, ads are chargeable. Okay. So the best would be, when you reach out to your consultant, we'll be able to help you based on your book, based on, the kind of book you're writing. Based on that, we'll be able to help you. We'll make you understand which is the best ad choice for you. So of course, yes, it's chargeable, but we can, help you to customize on what will work for your book. Yes, sir.
Okay. As I mentioned, I have one book already, which is released through another publisher, and I'm releasing one more just
Mm-hmm.
now. Is it possible to actually bundle both of them and sell it together? Because it is a series, actually. This is a
Okay.
kind of a sequel to the previous one. So is
Mm-hmm.
there an option where I can bundle both of them and give a further discount to people?
So we actually do not have that option, but we could check with our team. So
Mhm.
when there are special requests, we'll have to check internally if it is possible. But in general case scenarios, we don't, bundle books together. But
Okay,
I
so
could check with the team.
Okay, so like the kind of series actually, when we go to Amazon also,
Mm-hmm.
we see books by the same author bundled
Yes, I
together.
understand. I know what you mean, sir. We
Sure,
could check with the team if it is possible.
sure. Thank you.
Definitely, sir.
So thank you, Ranjali ma'am. And those who want recording of this session, kindly fill the Google form. And recording will be available after the live session. Recording will be unlisted, so you're not able to get the recordings. So recording only available when you fill the form. And if you have any other question, you can ask with Ranjali
Oh,
ma'am.
welcome,
Yes,
Jaspal,
so
sir.
I would request Ranjali to share her contact details, maybe
I
an
request please
email
fill
ID
the
or.
Google form, ma'am. Already have sent the Google form. Fill the Google form. She will connect you directly, ma'am. Okay, humble request. When you fill the Google form, tomorrow we will getting a recording on your email also, ma'am.
I have filled, sir. I have filled.
Okay. Those please note it down. The recording will not be shared in the group itself. Those who fill the form only they will get the recordings, ma'am. Okay. Humble request to all of you. And Anjali ma'am, क्या नाम इनका my
It's okay,
another
sir. Tell
sister
me.
whose name is Anjali. You
Okay,
are Ranjali. Okay, so it creates a bit confusion.
it's
Okay.
okay.
Yes, please share your number. Please share your number also, so the person can connect you personally also.
Yes, just a minute.
Humble request. Yes,
Yes, sir.
please share your number. So recording if you
Also,
want.
this is my details. You can just write it down.
Arey ma'am, share in the chat, ma'am.
Oh, in the
Please,
chat. Okay,
yes,
fine.
yes, ma'am. Share in the chat, ma'am. So at least we my me people, all the participant can note down. Share in the chat, and those who want a recording will be sent to your
Okay,
email.
I'll also give you my email ID.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Please share your email ID also, ma'am. In next session, try to be a bit louder, ma'am.
One more
Okay.
Definitely, sir.
question, Ranjali, that
Yes.
we have to pay 39,000 in one lump sum payment.
So you do have different options, ma'am. One is you can have a part payment option wherein you can pay like 50% first and 50% later. Okay. Like after a
Okay.
15 or 30 days period.
Mm-hmm.
And there is also an option where you can take like a no cost EMI. So let's
Okay,
say you have
great.
a credit card and you want to go
Yeah,
ahead with a no cost EMI, that can also be done.
sure,
So
Ranjali.
there are different payment options. Okay.
Okay,
So based on each of our requirements, I will be able to customize that.
certainly that will be really helpful for
Okay.
us.
Definitely, ma'am. That I will do.
Okay, thank you, Ranjali ma'am, for valuable time. I have asked a lot of questions. Okay, thank you, Rajesh sir. You have asked many questions. Rest of the participant different question. I got some clarity about the self-publishing platform, especially about your platform, what plans you are offering right now. And I hope that that clarity I am not able to get a single call. The person haven't spent that much time with me itself.
Hmm.
So thanks a lot, and definitely I would love to call you again. Maybe that
Definitely.
time participant will be a bit more
Okay.
than 20. So it will be maybe next month itself.
Okay.
Before that, I want all of my customer to write thanks in the comment section, because at that time she is here. Morning में call किया था तो office में थी. So yes sir, I am not sure about that, and then I received the confirmation. I think in the morning itself. Okay, then I announced that this will be session. So thanks a lot you, and thanks a lot to my wonderful participant. At least all of you, please open your camera. Okay, please don't become Mr. India or Mrs. India. Open your camera so I can have a clarity how many are attending session right now. Okay, Suman ma'am, Admin King. Okay, Pavisha ma'am from Dubai, Admin King from Nigeria. Okay, Two more few participants left the chat. Okay. So thank you all of you. Today is my second session right now. Is marathon of 7:30 on 50 onwards. So still you have any doubt, you can ask in the group. Okay. And I will send the number of Ranjali ma'am in the group itself. You can connect with her directly. If you want recording, the recording will send to direct to your mail of filling the form. So that was a session from my side on physical book publishing. Okay. So I just Googled and they were on the top. So what should I call them directly? Okay. So nothing else, nothing any sort of affiliation as that I don't have right now. Just connect them directly. So that was all from my side today. And the ebook session, mastery session, especially that part is over right now. And next we will meet again. That will at that time we'll be discussing how to publish on Kobo, how to publish on iOS, how to publish on Google Books directly. So that I will be discussing in a later section, maybe not this Sunday, in the next after this coming Sunday. So that will be class I will be taking of same group itself. Before that, I request all of you complete your soft copies, okay, and publish on Amazon Kindle. That humble request to all of you. And you will surprise Anjali ma'am, they all have most of them have written the book entirely by the AI. I given them task, write 50-page book within 2-3 days. So 7 days, half means most of them have written the soft copies, most of them still in the process. But you will surprise to know that the teacher who is teaching, he haven't published any book right now. Okay. Thanks a lot for the wonderful participation from all of you. I have one regret. Only few people have asked the question. The rest of the people, I request in next time, please ask more question. So at least and I will have more clarity. I only have the question if I am the person who is asking the questions. Thank you, Ranjali ma'am, for wonderful time. Thank you all the
Thank you so
participants.
much. Thank you so much, sir, to you also for
Yes.
arranging this session with
Yes. So the
big,
session is over
big,
to all of you.
big
And
help
if you
for
want
us.
digital marketing service, okay, making website, landing page, running Facebook, Google ad, or connect with me. I am offering very subsidized services. Okay. So thanks a lot for wonderful participant. We'll meet again. Okay. So tomorrow will be the session of the last session of YouTube. 7 from 7:30 to 9. From 9 p.m. there is a one another session. How to become a freelancing coach. So that is the will be free webinar at 9 p.m. to 9 to 10:30, and that will be one of the best session of free. You will मजा आ जाएगा session में आपको. So Ranjali ma'am don't know Hindi, but few Hindi, few words.
I can understand a little.
You can understand, yes, definitely. Okay, चलिए. That's for day. I great to all of you. We will meet again
Thank
tomorrow
you,
same
everyone.
time. अरे बाबा fill the Google form.